Okay, Pamela Kubis here, and another heart to heart. And this one is absolutely just to encourage you. I don't think there's a lot of conviction in this one, just to encourage. And what this is about is if you today are feeling like you just can't be used by God, if you just feel like based on the world standard you're not successful, if you just feel like you're not talented enough, you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not beautiful enough, you just don't have what it takes based on what everything around you tells you, what everything going on in here tells you, you're just not enough. I want to encourage you today, because when you pick up the Bible and you read what the Bible has to say, God used those kinds of people. He didn't use the really, really successful people. He took the lowliest, the humblest. He took those kinds of people who didn't think they had it in them, and he used them and did mighty things with them. An example, let's just throw out some. Okay, so you've got the fishermen. The fishermen became Christ's disciples, and they were his closest friends. You've got the shepherds. The shepherds were given this mighty message to share. Well, shepherds were, like our pastor said last night, they were basically unknown. They were uneducated. They were not seen as a whole person, really. They were looked down upon. They weren't given the same credit, and they weren't given the same worth that other people were given. But he used them. Someone that was a shepherd boy, David. David became a mighty king, a man after God's own heart. But he came from a lowly shepherd boy all the way to that. David didn't do that. God did that. He took him and did that. Moses was going to be killed, and God used him to put in Pharaoh's family so that he would one day lead his people to freedom. There are so many examples, and the one I want to focus on today is Mary. It's Christmas time, and I want to focus on her because God decided that he would use an ordinary person to display his extraordinary grace upon her life for all of us, for the benefit of everyone. He did that. He chose her. And we are no different in this, that we are ordinary humans, but God wants to show and display his extraordinary grace upon each one of our lives. And so if you're thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not talented or worthy or beautiful enough or successful enough, you know what? Get ready, because you're the kind of person that God is bound to use in a mighty, mighty way. And so I just want to encourage you today, if that's what you're waking up thinking, and that's what you're going through the day thinking, is that by the world standards, you're just not it. You are it in God's eyes, and he can use you in a mighty way. Just be willing, be ready, and be always trying to grow closer to him. So I hope that this has been an encouragement to you from my heart to yours.